Hello, ladles and gentlespoons of Leeds Children's Theatre. Welcome to your very own Thesaurus Rex quiz. Hello everyone! Just bear with me while I mess with technology. We have blue tack under the phone this time so it doesn't keep going. So I'm so excited to be here. Once again, I'm going to do for you a little quiz. This one's a little bit tricky actually. So let me explain the rules to you. I've taken 15 popular films, just the titles, and I've translated them through a thesaurus. So these films are going to look completely alien to you, but those of you who are very good at English might be able to spot a few words that'll give you the clue to what the film is. So, for example, if the clue was aesthetically pleasing in mauve, think of the word mauve. It's a colour. Ooh, what could it be? Aesthetically pleasing. So that's something else that you can focus on and get the clue to what the film is. So the answer to that example is Pretty in Pink. So hopefully you'll get a small idea of where this is going. So 15 films, 15 points. Are we ready? Yes! Okay. Your first film. Da 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 da. Commander of the Hoops. I apologise for my poor writing here. Due to selfie mode on my phone, I've had to write this entirely backwards in mirror, going the wrong way across the piece of paper, and that's really, really difficult, so I hope you guys can read this okay. So, Commander of the Hoops. Okay. And don't forget, guys, you can pause as well, just in case you need a couple of minutes. These ones always take me forever to put together, so I do not expect you to get the answer in like 2 seconds. Okay, question number 2. The wise person's pebble. Now this is quite a difficult one, so I'm going to give you a clue. It's part of my favourite book series. As I'm sure plenty of you know, I have a slight obsession, but only slight. And this is the first of that series, and I've just completely given it away. I know I have, because you guys are all like really super duper smart. Okay, moving on to film number 3. Also, thank you for being patient with my lack of technology here. I'm just not good at it. I am so much better with a marker and some paper, as you can probably tell. So this says antiquated, I can't even say it, recreation area. I actually tested this one out on Tony, our musical theatre nerd, and he didn't get it. So if you do, I'm going to call you super smart. Number 4. Wildcat Maharaja. God, my backwards writing is genuinely terrible, so I can only apologise. Number 5. This is a fun one. The Starvation Athletics. Sorry, I'm laughing because I've been just a little bit cruel with these. So you know the thing with online thesaurus is they give you so many words. I kind of just picked my favourite that would still make sense. I've tested this out on a few people, so I promise you it is tricky. But it's not Stephen Hawking stuff. Some people actually get it, which is quite good. It's quite fun. I like to test these out on people at work as well. They don't like it. Okay. Number 6. Restoration to the Morrow. This is another tricky one. So this is a film series. There's 3 of them, and great Scott, they're a classic. I just gave that away. I totally gave that one away. Whoops. Okay. One of my very, very favourite film and books. No, book. Not plural. Good grief. The Publication Burglar, which makes it sound like a comedy. It's really, really not a comedy, but it is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And for once, the film adaptation did the book justice, so I was really pleased with it. Also starring Geoffrey Rush, who I love because he was the best pirate ever. Like, ever. Okay. This is one that some of you may have come across in school, those of you who've done GCSEs. To assassinate a songbird. It's not a murder mystery either, so it sounds like it should be, doesn't it? Assassinate a songbird. Film number 9. If you're getting any of these at all, I think you're doing a really good job. This one's designed to make your brain work a little bit because we've all been stuck in lockdown, not using our brains. It's like the start of Harry Potter, the school song. Our heads could do with filling with some interesting stuff. I'm going to call this interesting stuff because it's films, and films are great. Film number 9. Hero Combat. That is terrible. I need to work on my backwards writing. Or just actual technology. So what I really wanted was like a little bar here where I could put the things in, but I have no idea how to do that. So if any of you guys are any good at video editing and want to team up and help me make these quizzes a little less rustic, that would be absolutely fabulous. Question number 10. The Retaliators. Now, this is actually a film series that I do not like, but I have unfortunately seen them all at this point. I think that's probably enough of a clue. Okay. Film number 11. Maze. So all you have to do here is think of another word for maze and you've probably cracked it. Okay, another tricky one coming up, so there shall be clues. Freebooters of the Misplaced Basket. So this is another film series. There are actually 4 in the series. They were very popular around the 1980s, the first 3 anyway, and then they made a 4th one that we shall not speak of because let's not say it was terrible, but it wasn't what we wanted. That's definitely the fairest way to say that. So, Freebooters of the Misplaced Basket. This is the first in the series, and oh my god, it's good. It's so very, very good. Okay, let's move on. Film number 13. Marauders of the West Indies. Again, another one of my favourites. It's got everything. It's got mystery, it's got a little bit of ghost story, lots and lots of action sequences, but in the old-fashioned swashbuckling kind of way. Okay. Film number 14. Skyward. This is animated, and it makes everyone cry, and that's all the clues you're getting. Okay, Skyward. And the final film, film number 15. Residents Unaccompanied. Now, this one's a classic, think 90s. Everything's very, very nice and seasonal. Let's say seasonal. Okay, so I will just run through the clues again with you. Commander of the Hoops. This one I will give you a clue actually. It is another film series. It is based on a book series. Commander of the Hoops. The Wise Person's Pebble. Another film series based on a book series, the first installment. Antiquated Recreation Area. Let's see, a clue for this one. So we've got 5 films in the series now. As always, the first one was the best one. However, the new ones have come out, I think, 20 odd years after the first one. So the fourth and fifth film are fairly new. There we go. Wildcat Maharaja. Let's see, there are two films based on. No, not based on. There are two films of this. They rebooted it. And it's by a rather large corporation. The Starvation Athletics. So this is another film series based on a book series, and there has been another book recently released relating to the Starvation Athletics. Restoration to the Morrow. So let's see, more clues for this one. Very much based in a time period. There's an excellent car in it. Oh yeah, and the invention of rock and roll. Let's go with that. The publication burglar. Think really carefully about this one. I'm sure it's probably quite easy to get based on the clues that I gave you before. One more. Both the film and the book are narrated by Death. Because with children's theatre, we love Death. That will help us a lot. To Assassinate a Songbird. Again, there's a film of it. It is a very black and white film. It's a lovely film. Didn't quite capture the essence of the book, but I think it was filmed in the early 60s. So it wasn't the adaptation that we'd expect today, but it was pretty perfect for its time. Hero Combat. Okay, clues for this one. There are 9 films. This one is not based on a book, however, there have been books released after the films that we call the Extended Universe. And of course, there are non-canonical films as well. They've been released in recent years. Ooh, and a TV series too. Several TV series, actually. One is definitely animated. The Retaliators. Let's see. This is about a group of incredibly special people, in some cases very rich people, and what goes on in their little group. Maze. Okay, this is another Manda favourite, so you may have heard me mention it several times. So this film concerns puppets, a rock star in tights, and a young lady who thinks that nothing is fair. Freebooters of the Misplaced Basket. Remember, this is the film series. 3 films and a 4th one that does not exist, as far as fans are concerned. Marauders of the West Indies. Another film series, because this is apparently a films quiz. I didn't even know this. There are 5 films now. There may be a 6th one. The large corporation that owns it hasn't decided yet. Yeah, just a really, really fun series dealing with nautical myths. That's a big clue. Skyward, the animated film that makes everyone cry. I honestly cannot give you any more than that because I will give it away. And the final one, Residence Unaccompanied. 90s film, think snow and music by John Williams. I think that would give it away for a lot of people. So, while you have a think about those and I prepare the answers, how is everyone doing? So things out there are getting a bit more back to normal, except we all now have to cover our faces and look like burglars when we go out. But that's okay, so long as you don't actually do any burgling. If you do fancy a bit of burgling, make it easy for the police. Wear yourself a nice stripy shirt. Get a bag that says swag on it, you know, like a cartoon burglar, and then they'll be able to catch you for doing bad things. All right, let us run through some answers. More backwards writing, I'm afraid, because I am absolutely terrible. Okay. Just tap these like a newsreader, but away from the camera. No cheating. She says, knowing what the answers are. Okay. Film number 1, Commander of the Hoops. Has anyone guessed this? It was Lord of the Rings. So, if you do want to catch up at any point, so think of rings, the shape of it, hoops, Lord, Commander, and we're getting somewhere close to what a thesaurus does to you. So this will be really good when you go back to school and your English teacher says, hey, so what have you been doing? You'll be like, oh, thesaurus quizzes, I know all the words now. English teachers really like that. So, film number 2. The Wise Person's Pebble. Did anyone get this? Because when I put it through the thesaurus, I was like, oh, that never occurred to me. It was the Philosopher's Stone. Sorry, I love doing this quiz because even I'm learning words at this point, and I thought I knew everything because I was a teenager once. Antiquated recreation area. So I told you that I practiced this one on Tony, who didn't know it, which is really upsetting because it is Jurassic Park. All the dinosaurs, la 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 la. That's the song I've made up to the theme tune because I don't understand why a theme tune doesn't have words. Okay. Wildcat Maharaja. Owned by a large corporation. There are 2 films of the same name with the same story. It is The Lion King. So give yourself a big clap if you got that one, because Maharaja is a word that we don't often use. Okay, film number 5. The Starvation Athletics. Did anyone get this with all the clues that I gave you? So it was The Hunger Games. I know, I really like this one as well. I never quite thought of using the word starvation in a quiz, but hey, it worked out for us. Film number 6, Restoration to the Morrow. Or Back to the Future, as it's better known. Time for my absolute favourite one now. The Publication Burglar. Did anyone get this? Has anyone read it? If you have, please do drop us a comment on the Facebook page. Hang on. The technology is slipping. Ah! No, technology, no. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. No. Oh, this is great. Just hang on. Because everything can be solved with a little bit of blue tack. Well, it's white tack, but sure, same thing. Stay. Yes. Sorry, I'm desperate not to do this again because this is now take 5. I've been in this room like all day. Okay. The Publication Burglar. It was The Book Thief, which is a fantastic book should you ever want to read it. The film is lovely. It made me cry. Most films make me cry, to be honest with you. That's our secret. We're not saying a word about that because everyone will start thinking that I'm soft, which is clearly not true. No, obviously not. To Assassinate a Songbird. I'm not sure if you got it with all these clues, but it was To Kill a Mockingbird. If anyone hasn't read it, please do. It is wonderful. It deals with issues that we're still dealing with today. It's especially important if you want to read it for the BLM movement. It covers the issue of race in a time where these things weren't sort of acceptable, and it's a really, really beautiful book. The film's actually quite good as well, to say it was made so long ago. It still holds my attention, but that's not saying a lot. hero combat. It was, of course, Star Wars, with its zillion films and spin-offs and comics and franchises. I can't even keep track of them anymore, but I'm sure we'll all agree that Empire Strikes Back was the very best one. Don't at me. It just is. The Retaliators. I should have stapled these together, really. It was The Avengers. I gave you as many clues as I could, but I really don't understand this series, so if you didn't get it, it's probably my fault, to be fair. Hey. Oh, we're coming to the end now. Oh, I'm so sad. Maze. It was Labyrinth, starring puppets and David Bowie, and the lady who does the voice of Friday in Iron Man's helmet. Yeah, no. She was suit lady in Spider-Man's helmet. I do apologize. That was totally wrong of me. Also, she's married to Vision in real life, which is kind of cool. See, I do know things about the series, but I can't tell you stuff without giving it away. Okay, the tricky one. Freebooters of the Misplaced Basket. It was Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is the first in the Indiana Jones series. So if you got that one, well done to you, because that was really difficult. Film number 13. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't want this to end. Marauders of the West Indies. I think I gave away plenty of clues there, so... Pirates of the Caribbean. One of the greatest film franchises ever, I think. I'm only counting the first three, obviously, because I disagree with a lot of the decisions that they made. But the first three, they were just fun, weren't they? Lots and lots of sword fighting, really good music. Yeah, it made me want to run away and be a pirate. Skyward. Animated film that makes you cry was, of course, Up. Oh, it was so sad. And honest to God, I cry all the way through that film, especially like towards the end where Doug's like, "Oh, I hid under your porch because I love you." I just go. And our final film, I nearly showed you the answer right off then. That was clever. Residence Unaccompanied. Home Alone. Genuinely my second favourite Christmas film. I just laughed the entire way through. And it makes me feel really happy because there's all Christmassy music. And honestly, I just love most films with a John Williams score, which is why we also had The Book Thief in there, because he did that, and Star Wars, and the Indiana Jones series. I love his music, and if you don't recognise it, I would recommend that you head over to Spotify now and just whack some of it on, because it is absolutely wonderful. And so that brings us to the end of yet another Leeds Children's Theatre quiz. It has been an absolute pleasure hosting for you all again, and I really hope to be doing another one of these soon. Thank you so much for coming along. Don't forget to have a look at our Facebook page. Click like on it if you haven't before. And also subscribe to these videos in the channel, and then you'll get a little ping when we've got a new one for you. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you next time.